Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
It's Thursday.
Why is the picture all blurry?
I don't know.
Someone didn't clean the camera.
I don't know. How's everybody doing this morning? See, there's already a couple of people here ready to hang out this morning on this very cold Thursday morning.
Of October.
Yes.
We're not sure what date it is. 22nd,
Yes.
4th, something.
Yes. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Heather. How are you guys doing this morning? Everybody survived the eBay glitches? We're just going to throw it out there.
I'm just going to go right there.
Just go for it.
We're just going to go right there.
Yes. This past week has been a little
Interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say daunting, but yes, a little interesting for eBay sellers. Yeah, it's been interesting. eBay had some major site glitches, especially if you are a clothing seller. Item specifics went all sorts of wonky.
They did.
They did.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
But I got to give them credit for putting out a notice, which they have
They
never,
don't normally do. Yes.
Yeah, I can't say never, but they don't normally put out notices, and they did a Facebook Live kind of keeping people up to date as to what's going on and how soon they're going to fix it and yada, yada, yada. So they were trying to be transparent about the issue, which I got to give them a little bit of a credit on.
Yeah, yes. So that was good. We were fortunate enough to be at unfortunate enough to be at EECOM Chicago whenever kind of everything went down. So we had direct access to some eBay employees while everything was kind of spiraling.
Yeah.
So so that was good, and we were able to talk to them about, some of the things that were going on and relay information then that we were getting from other sellers about what was going on to them and letting them know kind of, okay, this is what we're seeing.
Right.
Ooh, High Desert Barb is having coffee and an M&M cookie. That sounds like a good plan.
Breakfast of Champions.
Breakfast of Champions right there. So we were able to talk to them and kind of get some insights into, like, why does it take so long for eBay to put out
A statement basically saying,
like,
this
clearly
isn't right.
We all know something's wrong. Why can't you just come out immediately and say something's wrong? And it was interesting because they said, it's not as easy as that it has to go through, all sorts of different departments at eBay, and then it has to go through all the translations so that, if it's happening worldwide and they're going to release that statement then in other countries, that statement then still makes sense and all of that. So it's not as easy as just coming on and saying, yes, we're aware of the glitch.
Yeah, because it's a publicly traded company.
They have to be careful
about wording and because it's a global company.
Yeah. They have to be aware of all of that. And so that was kind of like an aha moment for me of, okay, yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just glad that then they did work through all of that, and they did do all of the legwork so that we could get an announcement and get some clarification.
Yeah, so we basically know they're aware of the problem and they're working on it. And so.
Yeah, so that was good.
Well, and another interesting thing is, talking to the people from eBay, they're like, hey, we're losing money because we make our money off of final value fees.
So if you guys aren't selling...
Yeah, we're not making money either. So that was, and I already knew that, but...
Yeah, so as upset as sellers are, like, they're just as upset.
Yeah.
Because if sales aren't coming in, they're not making money either.
Absolutely. And by all means, we're not trying to defend the glitch,
Because it should have never happened.
It shouldn't have happened. It should have been probably tested more or whatever. But,
Never happened.
looking back, they're losing out also. So
Yeah. So it's in their best interest to get it fixed as quickly as possible.
yeah, absolutely.
So there was some talk that we knew something that we weren't telling people because our sales continued. And we continued to get sales, and I know that people watch our store, and so there was some talk that we
had the secret?
we had secret insider trading type of info.
No. Nope.
Totally not true.
Yeah.
I think what we did differently than what, mine haven't been to either. You have a very good handle on the issue. I think what we did differently maybe than what other sellers did was we didn't immediately panic
Yeah.
and we didn't stop listing.
Yeah. And now,
So-
when the glitch happened, we did have the poop moment, like, this isn't good, and this is going to affect us. So don't get our lack of panic confused with,
Like we were just like, oh, yay, this is happening. Yay, look at this is great. No.
yeah,
But having been on the site for a very long time, I've been reselling for a very, very long time. This is not my first rodeo.
and this is not the first glitch.
This is not the first glitch that I've run into. And so based off of that past experience, I kept listing.
Yeah.
Because what I know to be true historically is that items listed pre-glitch then are messed up.
Right.
But items listed post-glitch will be okay. Heather says, I've still had sales, but I've also been in the glitch since July. So glitches, just on and off. So what I know to be true is that those listings that you put up prior, they're going to have to be fixed. Whether
Right.
you do it or eBay does it, or, at that time you don't even know what to do with them. But those new listings are still going to go up on the site and they're still going to show. And I know that as soon as it glitches, everybody else panics and they stop listing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm not listing anymore.
Nope, I'm going to go over here and list over here. I'm going to go over there and do that.
Or they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to fix all of these items.
So I'm going to stop listing new items. And what we have learned is that if you go against the flow, you do better.
Zig when everyone zags.
Yep. And so we kept listing. So we were at this conference, which meant I was up at like 2 a.m. every morning of the conference in order to get those new listings up. Did they put out an update on Monday, like the message? Yeah, every time they said that they were going to put up an update on a date, they did. I haven't seen one since Tuesday, but
Since the Facebook
Tracy,
Live.
if you haven't seen it, you can go to the eBay community boards. There's a community announcement board, and there's like 3 little dots in the corner, and you can click to get notified of when those announcements come out so that you'll know. Steve says, no sales since the glitch in my store. I'm listing and still, if you're still listing and not having any sales, that's a concern. I'd be looking at what you're listing.
Yeah, comp prices and...
Yeah, because you should be getting sales on new listings. Barb says, yesterday my seller hub began showing which of my listings needed item specifics updates. Yes. And no prices are right. That's
interesting.
I don't know without looking at your store and without looking at your items. I can't tell you. But I know that when those glitches happen, we focus on only listing items that we know are going to sell quickly. Those hot items that are going to sell quickly.
Yeah, and if you've been doing this for a while, you have those staple items that we had some that we just listed and they sold, and
sold
I
right
picked
away.
them up and I'm like, these are going to flip fast, so.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the time to go after the highest profit items, the long tail items. those kinds of things, it's the time to, and yeah, if they're selling on Etsy, you might be in vintage items, which typically have a slower conversion rate on eBay. So we focused really heavily on those items that we knew were really hot and trending and would flip quickly, so that we could continue to get sales while all of this was going on.
Now, you have been fixing some of the old, but not,
some.
but just so people know, you know.
We have fixed some.
Don't abandon fixing items.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you still want to fix some of your old items, just,
If you bulk edit, it catches what you need on item specifics that were listing, Cheryl says. I've heard that for some people that is working, and for some people the bulk editor is not showing which items have empty item specifics. So I think that's probably different per user. But yeah, I fixed a few, but not nearly all, Tracy says. Yeah, so I fixed some, and I will continue to fix some, but not at the expense of new listings.
no.
Like new listings go first,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, they still get priority.
yeah, and then everything else. Yeah, Barb says the bulk editor is not working for her. Yeah, it doesn't show for me either. Yeah, I'm just fixing a few every day and, you know, just moving on. Somebody else had asked if I was removing the old size. So if you're not aware, the big issue within clothing is that they added a new size item specific, required item specific. So it went from men's size to just size. So your listing has the size in men's size, but size is now required and it's blank. They fixed the back end stuff so that buyers could find it, but it still needs to be filled in. You can wait for them to catch up and fix it for you, or you can go in and fix it yourself. So somebody asked if I was removing men's size, and I'm not. I'm just adding.
Well, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we talked to the employees at eBay, they said your items will still searchable if they did the text search.
Yes, they're searchable both ways now, though.
Okay.
So they're searchable by title and by left-hand navigation. So what does compression mean in item specifics? Yes, so this is how it was explained to me, and I could be totally misunderstanding. So please understand that this is how I understand it. Item specifics, as we are used to them, how they are supposed to work, are dependent features. So like if you click big and tall, then you only see sizes that are dependent on big and tall. So if you click on jeans, then you would only see styles that are dependent into the jeans category. What happened was when they went to go roll this out, that dependent feature within item specifics went totally wonky. So they had to remove dependency in order for us to be able to list it all. So now when you go to list,
Is wonky
it's the correct technical
scientific term? Okay.
Yeah, totally the word the IT people use.
Wonky.
So whenever you go in now, you're seeing item specifics that are completely unrelated to the item that you are listing. So compression, I believe, would be an athletic wear feature.
Yeah, I was thinking like socks, like the therapeutic compression socks
Yeah,
or something.
so you're seeing that within like pants or jeans, and it really should only be within athletic pants.
Okay.
But because that dependency is gone.
As someone, because I don't list, what do I do when that comes up? Do I leave
Just
it blank?
ignore it, move on.
Okay, so leave it blank.
Just ignore it, move on. If it does not apply to your item, just leave it blank and move on.
Don't put not applicable, just blank.
Just leave it blank and move
Okay.
on. It's not required.
And then they also said, the eBay employees said that if you fill in those drop-down boxes that do apply, but it doesn't have the proper drop down, but you
They're
type
watching.
something in, they're watching those. So
So like in women's jackets, a lot of women's jackets are just lightweight jackets. They're not outdoor jackets. They're part of your outfit. So if we all start typing in lightweight jacket, then they will see, okay, this is a reoccurring option that we need to add to the system.
yeah, so if you see something that's not on there and it's something that's pertinent to the item, definitely type it in. So
Brian wants to know if tinfoil is an option under hats. It probably should be. And we did consider just telling everybody that we got sales because we wore tinfoil hats while listing.
that helps.
You know,
It blocks the gamma rays.
exactly. So, yeah. It is what it is. And, you know, kind of as a group, as a community, if we kind of come together, then we can figure out, okay, this is what's working. This is what isn't working. This is how I'm doing it. It seems to be working for me. How are you doing it? Maybe you have a better option, a better idea, whatever, so that we can figure it out.
Yeah, and we've heard quite a few people come in, you know, through your various text groups and whatever, say, I found a good
Oh, yeah.
little workaround. So
Yeah, I'm still, Erin says, I'm still making sales and going in and editing the size for old listings as I can. Yeah, that's exactly what
yeah,
we're
that's
doing.
probably the best.
Yeah. Yeah, glitches happen every year. This isn't going to be the last time they happen.
It's a tech company.
Yeah, and you know what? Glitches happen on Amazon, glitches happen on Poshmark, glitches happen on Etsy. It's just how do you react to it? Because you're not going to stop them from happening. I mean, as much as we would love for it to just stop happening entirely,
Well,
it's just not
the
gonna.
only reason it's going to stop happening if that company stops updating their site, and then you have bigger concerns.
And then you have bigger issues.
Because if they're not updating the site, something's amiss.
I did. I got a call.
Okay.
I got to stop that.
So the fact that they updated the site,
Yeah. Yeah. And its activity, absolutely.
now they did say that because we asked, why do you do this in the fourth quarter? You know,
Yeah, like, what gives,
probably
guys?
could have been a better time to throw an update on. And they said we thought that this was going to actually help drive more traffic. It was going to give the consumer better options to find your items.
Which I know all of us want to say, and how's that working out for you?
Well, didn't quite work out as planned. But, you know, the question is, you know, why
Would you do this? That's the answer. They legitimately thought it was going to put more money in their pocket by
Yeah.
increasing all of our sales. Clearly, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So, but is what it is. Yeah, where's the hashtag eBay love? It works for Poshmark. Yeah, like those Poshmark sellers that you can't even say anything bad. I get in trouble for that. Whatever. Matt, I think you need to make tinfoil hats for all the eBay IT folks. We would be happy to sell them to them.
They work. They work.
Right? They work really well.
Yeah, and then I also asked the employees, you know, test people. Do we have sellers that actually test these? And
Can we get sellers?
can we get sellers that sell more than 3 things a year?
to test these things?
And they said, yeah, that's going to be.
I'm just throwing it out there that maybe if you're going to make a major change within fashion, you should have a full-time fashion seller test it.
And
just
granted,
throwing it out there.
don't have us test automotive parts.
Oh, gosh,
or
no.
Hunting equipment. We have no experience in that. I am not qualified to test
No,
it.
that's how you wind up with things like camisole and men's button-downs.
Yeah, I was calling it carousel.
Yeah.
Carousel.
Like if I test automotives, it'll be like, you know.
Yeah. So, but they I think they're learning a valuable lesson with this, and hopefully, and I'm going to knock on wood here. You know, you got to learn from your mistakes, and
Yeah. How about sellers who have input on? Yeah, that's what we mean, Jill. Like, let's have sellers that sell in the category consistently, that are kind of in the trenches, look at these things.
Yeah.
Men that want to buy camisoles, yeah, hey, I'll sell to you all day long. Absolutely.
And I'm not saying we haven't sold to those customers
Yeah,
before.
absolutely. No problem with that at all.
No judgment. You want to buy whatever for whatever,
Your money's just as good as anybody else's.
your money's still green.
But
So.
I'd still like to have a men's casual button-down option in casual button-downs. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
You
I call you crazy more than once a day anyways.
That's
so.
true. That's true. So EECOM Chicago allowed us, it just happened to work out that we were able then to address, a lot of people were sending me DMs during that time period, and I was able to show them screenshots. I don't know if Sue is in the chat. She's Save with Sue over on Instagram. She was at EECOM. She was doing the same thing. Like, people would send her, like, this is what...
These are the concerns.
and this is what the item specifics look like
Yeah.
in real time.
Yeah, and they did say,
Fix.
if you see an issue like that, take screenshots so you can show them, because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll try and replicate the error, and generally without a screenshot or a list of actions that you did prior to cause that error, they have a hard time replicating it, and so they can't fix it. So, I mean...
Yeah, and I know that Sue actually sat down with them with her laptop or whatever, and tried to make a listing right in front of them. Like, this is what's going on, which was great, because then they were able to send that exact information back to the IT person. And as a fashion seller, she was able to say, this is what is here, this is what it should be.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, anytime you have those opportunities to get yourself in front of an eBay exec, an eBay employee, in a smaller setting, it can be just, it can be a big game changer for you, for your account, and for the people that you know.
And it gives you a valuable contact at eBay. So whenever you see a major problem, I'm not saying go to them for every problem that you have.
No, please don't tag them on everything.
But, I mean, when a major issue like this comes up, you actually have a contact and a go-to. And if they have to do the upfront meetings, so if there's an eBay upfront in your area, really suggest
those
going.
are free.
Yeah.
You can go for free, and it's a smaller event, and you can have these conversations like we had. Like, we're not some special something that they had these conversations with us, and they wouldn't have had them with anybody else. We just happened to be there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we had those connections prior to going to eBay Open and an eBay Upfront. So we already had those connections. So they knew who we were, and we were able to go right up and...
Yeah, and say, hey, what about this?
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah, and we didn't go up to them and say, you guys blinked up, and how you gonna compensate me? I mean...
Yeah. Oh, there's Sue right there. They are reasonable. They're just unaware of all of the issues because they aren't heavy users as we are. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well
and so Sue was really, really good about getting that information to them. Did you guys say if you're updating your site? So, I am updating just a few every day, but not at the expense of new listings. I want my new listings to go up, so if I only have time for one or the other, I'm going to put up new listings and wait on, editing as I have time. So because the back end stuff is fixed, so buyers can still find those items, they're still selling. So I don't feel the pressure to get them fixed right away.
Yeah.
New listings first. So that was a good event. We also, the event also had a lot of speakers about print on demand, which is something that we're really big into. Amazon selling.
A lot of speakers talking about print on demand. Almost every one, it seemed like.
Yeah. My groups this week, we did print on demand. And so they're all super excited and putting up print on demand items. And so I was able to share a lot of that information with them. So that was really interesting. We did get to hang out with Sue and Nick, living on Daily Fish. We spent a lot of time with him. He's a big print-on-demand guy. If you're interested in KDP, I know he's doing he's getting ready to put out a lot of content about KDP. So yeah, so Sue, are you still in the chat? Is he living on Daily Fish, or I think that's what it is on Instagram. For Brian and Doug, yes, so we had an informal meetup on Wednesday night before the conference and just invited some people that we know locally to come and hang out with us, aside from, and Brian Burke, who is Director of Community Relations, and
Snoop
Dougie, who is on that community team also, came just to hang out with kind of the people that we know.
Good people.
And Kristen was there.
And good people, because, you know...
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to, and the subject of most of the conversation was...
Glitches.
Yeah.
And Kristen's in the chat. Kristen handed it to him. I mean, she told him, like, yes. But you know what? That's good, because they don't need cheerleaders. They don't need people to come up and just say, oh, it's great, when it's not. They have to know when things are wrong. And, you know, they're nice guys, and they understand that we all, you know, want the site to work as much as they do. So.
Well, and they understand this is how a lot of people make their living.
And we count on this money.
This is how a lot of people pay the electric bills.
So we're passionate about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, when it starts affecting our sales, we're going to be rightfully so passionate about it. And they understand that.
Yeah, and so we invited them to come and hang out with some of the peeps that we know in the area, and they were absolutely willing to do that, and just came and had a drink with us and talked with everybody. Yeah, so probably good they were there. They could see so they could see the issues. Absolutely. And Brian was there, Oakbrook Picker was there. They understand how people felt. And I think it's important for all of us to remember the person that you're getting the information from, whether it's on a Facebook Live chat, on the community forums, or in person with Brian and Doug. Those are not the people who actually pushed the button that made this glitch occur. Those poor guys are just the ones taking all the crap for it. So, and I think everybody was pretty good about that, about understanding that, you know, it's not necessarily their fault, but we still need to get the information, and they're the liaison there. So,
yeah. I worked in customer service for years, and I had to take those calls for stuff I had nothing to do with, but you just had to take it, and, you know.
It's just the way it works.
Just the way it works sometimes, but.
Yeah, so, but they're really good about it, and really good about addressing it and being understanding that this is how we pay our electric bills. So it's a big deal. This isn't just fun money for us. It's not like I can just say, oh, well, you know, maybe we don't go out to dinner as much this month. Well, no, it's got to pay the mortgage. So yeah, so that was really good. Just cannot express it enough. If you don't have a meetup in your area, start one, because they will come out to your meetup.
Yeah, absolutely. They're talking to them. They're really big on that, on those local meetups. Yeah,
so if there's not a meetup in your area, seriously consider starting your own. Yeah, because they'll come out to it. Those eBay executives will come.
It's got to be a meetup. Don't just say I'm having a meetup and like
it's
ambush them.
It's just you in your living room. Right. Yeah, like you have to have a legitimate meetup.
We're having a meetup. Come on over to my house, you know.
Yeah. Sue says she's considering starting one this spring. You absolutely should.
Yeah.
You know, and if there is one in your area, make sure that you go and get yourself involved, and then make sure that eBay's aware that it exists. You know, that it's on meetup.com. It's a legit meetup, because they will come out to it.
And you know, we go to a local one here, and they're really good. I mean, you get good contacts with fellow sellers, and you know, you talk to people who don't necessarily sell the same things as you, so you get a fresh perspective on things.
Yeah, it's just nice to be able to talk to people who understand what you do.
Yeah.
Jocelyn says, I'm not able to list. It keeps prompting that it's missing details. Anyone else? You should still be able to list. I would suggest not doing a sell similar then off of another listing. Start totally from scratch if you're having that issue. Like click sell, and then where you type in like what is it that you want to sell. So Coldwater Creek sweater, and go through it that way, and see if that won't let you through, because you should be able to list. I listed 20 this morning, so you should absolutely still be able to list.
Now, did you sell similar, or were you doing it?
I did sell similar, but I did sell similar off of items that I had listed post glitch. So
Yeah, so maybe you're doing a sell similar in an item where it's already glitched and that's causing problems.
yeah, so I would try that first before anything else, before you get too excited about it. But yeah, then if that still won't work, then
yeah.
I would call eBay.
Yeah, because then that is an issue. You should be able to create a new listing.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have any issues.
Yeah, Dawn says post-mortem. Yeah. If you were in the Facebook live chat, you know it's post-mortem. We are in post-mortem days. He walked into that one.
Boy, anybody who watched that Facebook live chat that they had, people had the fire and pitchforks out. I really felt a little bad for those guys. A little.
I mean, you guys did it to yourself. You did bring it on yourself.
Yeah, you created a problem, and we get an angry customer because we screwed something up.
You got to take your hit.
You got to take your hit, but man, those people were brutal.
Oh yeah, you should all just go to the Facebook Live and just read the comments.
Yeah,
and then you will understand that they're well aware of how you feel. Also, you can't edit auctions, so I just end the listing and sell similar with yes. You can't. You've never been able to edit an auction that had bids on it.
Yeah.
You also can't edit a listing that has an offer out on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to end those items and do sell similar off of them in order to fix this issue if you're wanting to fix them.
Yeah, and also if you have drafts saved, you may want
Those are a mess.
Yeah, you may want to start fresh, create new drafts, or
the other issue to be aware of is if you have variation listings.
Oh.
Those are just a barrel full of monkeys.
Yeah, I don't know that a lot of us will have variation listings because most of us are one-off sellers, but
yeah, if you have variation listings, I wouldn't bother editing auctions that already have a bid, just those that don't know. Yes, yeah, you don't want to, if it already has a bid, just let it go through. But the problem with variation listings, in clothing especially, is that size is now a required item specific. But let's say I have the same shirt in multiple sizes. Mm-hmm. It won't let me select multiple sizes, but yet it says it needs a size. It's a problem child.
yeah.
So in my opinion coming at you, these are your options. 1, end the listing and create separate listings for those items.
For each size.
For each size. That gets you your size. But if the item has sales history on it, you might not want to do that. Then your option is probably to just let it run its course and cross your fingers and hope that before that item hits its 30-day mark and has to relist, that they have fixed the issue. It's not a good option either way. But as far as I can tell, unless somebody in the chat knows something differently, if you're watching this later and you have a different idea, please comment. Because I know a lot of people who do have variation listings, and they're like, they're
not happy. Well, and
because there's no good option right now.
And if you're selling variation listings, chances are you have more than one variation listing. Like
yes.
you're like big into variation listings, so
yeah,
you've got hundreds and.
Yeah, they can't fix variation listings right now, for sure.
Yeah.
So your only hope is that at some point down the road, they are able to fix it. Sorry. Can you put the same item in a new sale? If it's the same item, wouldn't it already be in the sale? Sue, I don't understand your question. I do single with slight variation in the title. Customers were sometimes baffled by variation listings. Yeah, lots of questions. If it's already in an existing sale, then no, it's already in an existing sale. It can't be in more than one sale.
Nope.
So
Not
you
supposed to.
you would need to take that item out of the existing sale and put it into a new one. Be very much aware that there's a glitch with Markdown Manager, and sales don't always start.
Oh, yeah.
They don't always end.
Forgot about that one.
They don't always add new items like they're supposed to. I'm sure that glitch is way far down the totem pole right now because there were bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, we got bit by that glitch a couple weeks ago.
This is my best. I thought it might automatically move because it's showing them as eligible. You know what? It probably should move if you've taken it from one to the other, but should and actually happens, two totally different things. This is my best workaround if you have a sale that is not working properly. So you've started it and it's not starting. You've started it, it's not adding in new listings, whatever the sale issue is. The best option seems to be to go into that sale, and if you don't run a sale, I'm sorry, this is going to be a little bit nerdy.
Like everything else you said hasn't been.
You're right. Go into that sale, select the end time to the nearest time to where you are at currently. So it's 9:30 here right now on Thursday. So I would go in and I would select the end time for Thursday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
They go in 30-minute increments.
Okay.
So then that sale would end at 10 a.m. Let it end naturally and then go start a brand new one. If you go in and you click end on that sale,
It screws it up.
forget it. It's not going to end. And you can't just go and create a new one. So you want the current one to go ahead and end and then start another one. Let's see. Jocelyn says, and the shipping option details are being inputted by eBay suggested even after entering the correct package details. It's still stuck on eBay's choice.
Calculated shipping, I'm assuming.
Calculated shipping.
That's one of the reasons why we don't use calculated shipping. We've never.
It's kind of like when you buy a car and you get all of the bells and whistles. That's just more things that can go out on your car. And so sometimes it's better to just buy the car that's the basic model because there's less things that can screw up. Unfortunately.
The more complicated the plumbing, the quicker the pipes are going to get stopped up.
There you go. Construction.
So, yeah, so we don't use calculated shipping because this is.
That's been an issue.
Calculated shipping always seems to.
Yeah, so we do a flat rate, and
Yeah.
then you make money on some, and you lose money on some, and it all comes out in the
Yeah,
wash.
and we sell clothing, so I mean, again,
it's easier to do.
it's easier to do for us. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all running different businesses, so calculated might be better for you. But if you have a way where you don't have to use it.
If you can go flat rate on that item, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, granted, we've had some where they changed the shipping on it. Like, we just come in and it's like.
Oh, you offer free shipping on that. I'm like, thanks, that's awesome.
Or we select it as first class and it goes as priority. Or
That's awesome.
so.
It's not that it never glitches out of flat rate.
Nothing is foolproof, but.
It's just less than.
You want to reduce your pipes in the plumbing system.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, so that's how we're kind of working around that glitch. That's how we're working around the sales glitch. That's how we're working around the item specific glitch.
Yeah.
Is that all the glitches maybe for today?
Yeah, that's it. There's no more glitches.
God.
Other than that, system's flawless.
Oh no.
No.
There's also the Seller Hub glitch.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes padded flat rate does not show up. Annoying. I jumped to pirate ship. I've heard that if you put in the size as 1 by 1 by 1, then you can get the padded flat rate option to show up. Again, we use flat rate, so that doesn't happen to us. But, and we don't ship through the bulk shipping. We ship
No.
individually.
Yeah.
So that might be an option also, is take that one out of the bulk shipping and just ship it by itself.
Yeah, but that's a good good thing to bring up though. Pirate Ship, if you're not signed up for Pirate Ship, create an account for Pirate Ship.
It's totally free.
It's totally free. It does give you an option in case some kind of shipping glitch happens. You have another option to ship the item, so you're not taking a ding for late shipment.
Yeah. Yeah, but Sam said yesterday that it wasn't working for her, even with the 1 by 1 by 1. So then you have to jump over to Pirate Ship, which just stinks. But eBay's third quarter earnings call went about how you would expect. It wasn't great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're down. Their overall GMV is, gross market value is down, and they're anticipating to be down for fourth quarter. Now, you should know that they're anticipating being down for fourth quarter. There are 6 less shopping days this year between Thanksgiving and Christmas
Okay.
than there were last year. So it's almost a week. So you're going to have lower sales this year.
Just because you lost a week of work, basically.
Yeah, because that shopping period when people really go crazy is shorter this year. So part of that.
You were talking about Seller Hub, though.
Oh yeah, so Seller Hub is glitched out also.
Keep the squirrel on track there.
Thank you. My squirrels tend to run crazy. They're at a rave. Seller Hub is messed up also. It is not showing your sales. Now, some people are saying this morning it's fixed for them. Ours is not fixed. It still shows that I've had 0 sales for the last 3 days. Yeah, it's like it's impacts your psyche, like your emotional well-being. But the workaround is just to go to your orders and click like yesterday, and then you can see what your sales totals were. But it is kind of a kick in the gut whenever you wake up and they're like,
disconcerting, and they're like,
yeah,
you haven't sold anything.
You've had no sales for the last 3 days. You're like, what? Yeah. But, yeah, Brian says it's a big deal. Walmart's starting their Christmas sales earlier. I expect a lot of people will probably jump onto that because 6 less shopping days is really a big deal within the retail industry.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about a 4 to 5 week period, I mean, that's a quarter, basically.
Yeah.
25%. So.
Yeah, and people just buy less.
Yeah.
Because they're not, at the stores. So, just, things to be aware of. Let's see. Kristen has a workaround. She says, the padded flat rate shows up for me if I click carrier packaging and then scroll down. That's how I find them, but that's on the individual shipping page, not on the bulk shipping. So.
Yeah, so if you're using bulk shipping and you're having problems, try just doing individuals.
And I know that then you don't get the scan sheet, but.
Hey, packages have got to go out.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Postman wants to complain about scan sheets. I'm sorry, but
it is what it is for today, buddy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work with what we've got.
Suck it up, cupcake.
Suck it up, Buttercup. It's the theme of it. That's what I should have titled our video today. Suck it up, Buttercup. It is what it is. So.
Wow.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I think you can get a scan sheet off of Pirate Ship.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can.
I believe so.
We don't use Pirate Ship a lot.
Yeah.
Just in times of emergency when something can't be shipped for whatever reason.
And we also don't use scan sheets.
No.
All of our packages, they have. Oh, Sue says you can.
Yeah.
I knew somebody. That's why I love the chat, because somebody here always knows. We don't use scan sheets. All of our packages have to be scanned individually. They do not like it. Sam, I have to take ours to the post office and hand them over and say, yes, you have to scan them individually. Because we sell on so many multiple different platforms, even if I got the scan sheet for eBay, I wouldn't have the scan sheet then for our Etsy items, for my Amazon items. And a lot of Amazon items we are selling through the Amazon seller fulfilled prime setting. Like you have to get into whatever, but those packages then, like we just sold one, I just saw it come up on my phone. That package has to be mailed and scanned today
Yeah.
because it's sold within this live.
Yeah. Now, interrupt. I'm sorry. Pirate Ship allows you to ship from multiple platforms
Yes.
and print a scan sheet.
Yes, but it's more expensive.
It's more expensive. So, and we ship a lot of stuff from eBay. So it's just.
Yeah. Yeah. I do individual, take it to the post office, scanning. Do they love it? No.
No, but it's their job.
Do
I'm
they
sorry.
complain about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get paid to
It is what it is.
scan packages. I'm sorry. It's your job. You have to do your job.
So it is what it is. And yeah, we just take them and hand them over and smile and say, here you go for today. And they scan them all and they all get scanned in then.
Yeah.
So yeah, so even if I used eBay's bulk shipping, I wouldn't have the scan sheet for like my Amazon items. And the concern is that then they would just scan the scan sheet and those other ones wouldn't get scanned. And that's just as important to our Amazon account where we make
Absolutely.
a
Yeah.
considerable amount of money over there. So I have to have those.
Yeah, and for those of you who have postal employees who are nice and they
will
come and
scan
pick up your
everything.
stuff, get them something nice for Christmas because
Bake them cookies, be really appreciative because that is not the norm.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and remember, if your post office is good about scanning individually and you have somebody there that you see on a regular basis, remember them this holiday season.
absolutely.
Yeah, your counter people are great. Then
Yeah, because not all of them are good, and it
And
goes without saying with pretty much any business you
course.
walk into, you're gonna have good ones and you're gonna have bad employees, and but be appreciative of the ones you got if they're good.
yeah, because they're a critical part of your business.
Yep.
So, oh, that was exciting. That was an exciting, fun-filled, laughter-inducing live chat we had this morning.
I'm thrilled.
Not every week will be like this. I love my post office ladies. They're the only coworkers I see. Erin says, reasons to find a meetup because, yeah, sometimes it can be really lonely, and those are the only people that you interact with then. But yeah, so if you are experiencing this and you're frustrated, understand you're not alone.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Oh, my husband is a postman. I make him scan. Oh, yes. How was your presentation at EECOM? Is Sue still in the chat?
I think it went well.
Yeah, I think it went well. We talked to a lot of good people afterwards.
Yeah.
And I've got some consulting now set up for social media. I do social media consulting on the side of...
Oh, Sue says it was good.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks, Sue. Are you just saying that, or did you
Yeah,
really think it was good?
Like she was going to come
I
on
mean, be
here and be
honest,
like, well, you know what, Brian? It really was bad. They really stunk it up. No, so yeah, it went well. We've got some new social media consulting clients now, so that's good.
Yeah, met some interesting people.
Yeah.
We
High
met somebody
energy.
who was an actress, and
Yes, she was on Chicago PD.
Chicago PD. It was
That was
really
cool.
cool talking to her, and
Yeah. So yeah. So we've got that set up from it. So it evidently went fairly well because people are gonna hire me to do social media with them. So I guess that's good. I'm gonna try and put up a social media series here
okay.
on here. Just kind of like the high level stuff, the highline stuff of stuff you can do to build your social media. But no promises when that's gonna come out. Just keeping it real. Because we're a little busy. It's a little bit like Death Wish Coffee Energy. You know what? I don't know if it was that energetic. Death Wish Coffee Energy. That's... Oh!
Oh boy. Who brought that up? Who was that?
No. November 1st. Everyone should know. November 1st, Starbucks brings back the creme brulee latte, which is like coffee crack. Expect way more energy. And way higher Starbucks bills for the month. It's going to be good. It's my favorite. Pirate Ship is cheaper with direct shipping to international while using envelopes. Yes. Yes. Yep, that's one of my... It's the best, Erin. It is absolutely the best. So, all right, we are going to get...
We got to work.
We gotta work. It's Q4.
Can't go take a nap.
No naps,
Is it not nap
more
time?
coffee. So you guys have a great day. I hope those workarounds helped.
Yeah.
Um,
Like and subscribe.
like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, watch with your dog, whatever. Dogs like us too. Bye, everybody.